incoming message.
Hello? I can't hear you, but you can hear me, right?
We interrupt to bring you this.
We've hijacked your daily dose of regurgitated news to bring you Navigating the Truth. Brace yourself, listeners, as you're about to enter a world where the narrative is no longer masqueraded as the truth. A world where the conspiracies of yesterday's translate into the truths of today.
Are you listening?
The veils covering the truth are lifting, and understandings once suppressed are finally being revealed. Will you be ready? And now, your host and navigator through these circles of lies, the host of Navigating the Truth, Caroline Bell Tumblety.
Hi, welcome to Navigating the Truth. My name is Caroline Bell Tumblety and I am your host. And Revolution Radio is 100% listener supported. So any donations are greatly appreciated. You can go to revolution.radio and there is a donate button right there. And you can donate, please. It is greatly appreciated. It's all volunteers here, behind the scenes, in front everybody. And also we have great hosts. We have about 80 hosts. So there's all different kinds of shows, and the archives are free. So check them out. There's something here for everybody. And I'm just kind of changing gears here as the show with Madeline and Clive de Clare. That was a really, really interesting show. And I have a big surprise for everybody tonight. I have David Cook joining me. David is he's on the Ghostly Hour 2.0. Hi, David. You there? Nope, he's not there yet. So I'm going to talk a little bit. David is from Essex, paranormal investigator. Are you there, David? Hello.
I do believe I am.
You are. Welcome to Navigate. Yay! I'm so happy you joined me.
You know I love talking to you.
Oh, I love talking to you too. And we don't do it often enough, but it's always a big thrill when I get to chat with you. And I was just telling the listeners, you were a host over there, KCOR. That's how I met you. And you were so great. Like you had me on your show, like before I even had my first show. You made me feel very, very comfortable, very quick. So it was greatly appreciated, David, because you're an awesome guy.
Oh, I appreciate that, but that is what we tended to do on KCOR. We looked after each other. If we was in trouble, we'd be there for each other. If a guest last minute for some reason couldn't make it, we'd be there to cover. Mm-hmm. And I just basically extended the warm welcome that I got when I went to KCOR.
Yeah, it was great. I miss it. I do. You know, there's certain things about it that I still miss. Like the great producer, CEO that we had. Like she made it all smooth. So yeah, miss Tina. Do. Because when you're doing it yourself, it's a bit different, you know?
Yeah, we love Tina, we do. Still love her now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know that she's having the life, and maybe someday, you know, maybe someday there will be a revival.
Well, I don't know if you've been following her on Facebook.
Well, I left the KCOR Facebook because I tend to do stuff like that. I just leave them. But I'm still friends with Tina, so I have seen some of the things. Like I remain friends, but I left the Facebook just because I kept getting messages, so I ended up leaving it because I'm not very social. Which is the truth.
Well, there is little teasers going out from Tina about KCOR. Nothing's in the works yet.
She's putting the feelers out, yeah.
But I think she's actually missing it as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're a big part of her life, you know, for a long time. And it was family, you know.
7.5 years for me.
Yeah. I think Madeline was 8, or close
Yeah,
to it. You know,
yeah.
she was one of the
Madeline was
first.
there. Yeah, she
Mhm.
was there before me. Solaris was there before me.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think who else. Jessica Johns was there before me. Because she was the one who actually got me onto KCOR in the first place.
Hmm.
So thank you, Jessica, for that. 7.5
Yeah.
year joke turned around on me.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to, David? What's going on in the paranormal world?
Well, I've actually been investigating this year.
Cool.
I think I've done about 4 so far this year.
Wow.
Uh, went back to my favourite place, which
Hmm.
was Fantasy Museum. So that all started it off. That was with Witching Hour Paranormal.
Oh, nice.
That was really good.
Mhm.
Then we got to know, because they had 2 members from another group called Ghost Hunter Society. And since then, we've been sort of going with them on investigations. And
Cool.
went to Charlton House in Greenwich, Slough Fort, which is in Kent, and the most recent one was the Medway Queen, which was an old steamboat, and that's also
Oh,
in Kent.
wow. You were on a boat?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is it like set up like a museum?
it is. Yeah, yeah, they've got it permanently moored,
Mhm.
so I don't think they'll be doing any more sailing as such. But yeah, it's absolutely a fantastic place.
So, what did you find?
Well, I ended up crying.
Yeah. Okay.
It was when I looked it up, because I wasn't sure what it was I was actually looking for, to be fair.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, I'll have a look, see what it looks like, so that when I get there, I know that's where I need to be. Because it's the first time I'd ever been there.
Mhm.
So I looked it up, and I got this, like, party atmosphere. Got,
Hmm.
like, really good vibes from it. And I couldn't help but smile every time I looked at it.
Hmm.
So I thought, I'm going to enjoy this. So I got there on the day, spoke to one of the ladies that worked there. Absolutely amazing lady. Really, really lovely. And she gave me a bit of the history behind the boat, which, to be honest, I didn't really want. But I
Mhm.
didn't want to be rude and ask her not to say anything else.
Right.
So the group come out, they done the briefing, then we done a little walk around on the boat. And I was corrected when I first reported on this on my Facebook Live.
Hmm.
It was the front of the boat, and we went downstairs. And to me, that felt like a makeshift hospital.
Hmm.
I don't know what it was. It just felt like there was sort of like people recovering down there.
Hmm.
So after the walk around, we went into the front bar. That's the one that felt like more sort of the workers' bar.
Hmm.
Then there was a bar at the back. This is on like the first deck.
So
Bar at
this
the
is a
back.
big boat. This is quite a big boat.
It's not too big because we
Mhm.
only had 15 people there.
Okay.
And I think if we had any more, it would have been way too much.
Hmm.
It's not that big of a boat.
Okay.
It's got loads of different places where you can investigate. And it's true, what most of my equipment I couldn't use because of the
Hmm.
noise of it. And where everything's so close, you could possibly hear what other people are doing, and it might put them off what they're doing.
Uh,
So most of the equipment I couldn't use because it was just too noisy and it would have interfered with other groups.
Mm-hmm.
So, to be honest, I don't really think I've got much on the equipment anyway. It's more personal experiences from now.
Mm-hmm.
So after we'd done the walk around, we got with a gentleman who was our group leader. Then we started off in what felt like the officers' bar. Because it was really nicely carpeted. The seats were gorgeous to sit on, so comfortable. Didn't want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as we walked in there, I saw the barman. And he looked really smart with the white coat, the black bow tie, the grease back hair with the parting, nice bushy moustache. And he was just basically doing his job. He was asking us what we want to drink. He was cleaning glasses behind the bar. Didn't get a name because he was basically just doing his job. And then we spent a little bit of time up there, but then we went into downstairs where I thought was a makeshift hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting in a circle because he wanted to do a bit of a seance. And I felt something over my left shoulder. Like something was going on behind me.
Mm.
And then I felt myself sort of getting emotional and building up. And so I said to him, like, no, sorry, I've got to go. So I got up, went upstairs, got myself away from the situation, just gathered my thoughts. Because I've been through this before at Eastbury Manor House, so I knew what was happening. So I thought, get your thoughts together, take a breath, don't matter how long it takes, just get yourself together before you go back down. So I was there for about 5 minutes, just getting myself together. Mm-hmm. So I thought, right, now, let's go back downstairs. Let's go join them again. I feel all right now. So I went downstairs, rejoined the circle. They asked if I was all right. I'm like, yeah, I just felt a bit sort of emotional, so I thought I'd just excuse myself for a few minutes, just to clear my head. Mm-hmm. But as I'm sitting there, the actual feeling got stronger. And so I thought, no, I've got to do something about this now, because obviously I'm feeling it for a reason.
Yeah.
So I stood up. I think I took a camera, my K2 meter, and a voice recorder with me to the back of the room. And there were some chairs there. So on one chair, I put the camera down. I thought I pressed record, but I didn't. So I put the camera down, put the K2 meter down on one chair. I've sat on the other chair, and I'm just staring now. I'm just staring at the back of this room. And after sort of like, I think it must be about 30 seconds, but it felt a bit longer, to be honest, the way I was just staring. I must have been in some sort of trance and not sort of realised it. Mm-hmm. So he's come over to check me, and I'm conscious of what's going on around me. Mm-hmm. I could hear him and everything else, but I was just so focused on what was happening in front of me. And someone asked someone to go and get Lisa, who's the team leader of Ghost Hunt Society. She's come down. I felt her hands go on my head. And then sort of like she spoke to me, called my name, everything else. I'm saying things like, we need help, we need medication. And then once I sort of come out of it, I just burst into tears.
Oh.
And I think it was just a feeling of sort of hopelessness. The fact that I couldn't do nothing. So I was feeling all the emotions from sort of like the nurses and doctors, and mm-hmm. I could see people screaming, people with limbs missing. So I was just going through all that. I was feeling all the emotions that was happening down there. Mm-hmm. And it just broke me down. I just sort of burst into tears. So Lisa took me away we went and got a drink of water. Then she asked me what I was feeling. I told her I was just feeling really sort of overwhelmed. I was feeling like sorrow, sadness, helplessness. Couldn't do nothing to help these people. And she said to me, like, well, are you all right to go back? I'm like, yeah. I said, 'cause I've been through this before, so I know how to sort of not let it stay with me. I know how to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's something that's happened in the past. I know it's something I can't change. So I know how to let it go because I've had it before at Eastbury Manor House. I've had it before at Fanners House. So I know, thankfully, because then I know how to handle it.
Mm-hmm. So
we went back onto the boat. All my group was now outside. And I asked a couple of them if they got all my equipment. Well, they didn't. Some of it was still down there.
Mm.
So I'm like, right, well, I've got to go down there and obviously get it. So I went down there. I sat there for just a couple of minutes. Said a quick prayer for the spirits. Saying to them, like, it's over now. You can all go to peace. You haven't got to stay here if you don't want to. And while I was sitting there, I heard Lisa and one of the other people, a gentleman who works on the boat, say that that was an actual sort of makeshift A&E.
Wow.
You know, it's where it was like a sick bay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was set up for.
Wow, so you were picking up on that immediately.
Yeah, as soon as I walked down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of listened in. Then I said, look, please go rest, go to peace. You're fine now. It's over. You haven't got to stay here. And thank you for interacting with me. And then I just picked up all my equipment and sort of I walked up the top, and that's when they told me it was a sick bay.
Mm-hmm.
And then sort of I left the boat and just got myself back together again, ready for the next session.
Wow. Did you look into any of the history of the boat? Like, did you look any up, or did you just let it go? That was it.
I actually, like I say, at the beginning of the night, the lady that worked on the boat, she said it was used during World War II.
Okay.
And it was going to Calais to bring injured soldiers home.
Mm.
So
Wow.
whether the power of suggestion was there, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, the way that you describe it, I mean, you were feeling people in, like, serious condition. Like, when you're saying, like, the sadness, the helplessness, you know, like people with missing limbs. You know, there's a lot of detail in the information that you were picking up on.
No, it wasn't. It actually felt like I was there.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I was actually there.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't say I was doing remote viewing,
Mm-hmm.
but I was on the outside looking in as if I was watching a film.
Yeah. Intense emotions.
Yeah, I do tend to feel emotions from spirits.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, they would have been going through intense emotions at that particular juncture in time. You know, that would have been really, really intense.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's...
Sorry.
So, I was going to say, I think it's one of them things that had to be told. And sometimes it feels like spirits wait around for their story to be told.
Like a release?
Yeah.
Mm. Wow, that really sounds like an adventure, though.
Oh, it was. But then later on in the night, things did pick up, by the way, folks. It wasn't all doom and gloom. It did actually pick up towards the end of the night. And we went into the officers' bar, or I'll call it the officers' bar, because the way, like I say, it's all decorated and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I can't remember. I'd have to go over the voice recording I got. I can't remember the name of the couple again, spirit-wise, that I was in touch with. Because Ghost Hunting Society do an experiment where they ask spirits to push you back and forwards. So you all stand in a line. You put your hand on the person in front of your shoulder, and then she asks the spirit to move back and forwards. Now, I was at the back of the line, and I looked to my right, and there was this couple there, spiritual-wise. They was laughing their heads off at what we was doing. They thought it was ridiculous. And when I went over and spoke to them, it turns out it was their anniversary gift. Because, I think they was married for over 50 years. And they always wanted to go on a steamboat. Because they used to see the film Huckleberry Finn. And they loved the steamboat. And as far as they knew, the only place you could go on one was over in America. But so I think it was a friend of theirs who told them about this boat. And they booked it, they went on it, they loved it, and they've been going back ever since.
Oh, wow. Happy memories.
Yeah. Very happy memories. And they was just laughing at us so much.
Yeah, it probably looked like you were doing some kind of dance.
Well, they just loved the entertainment.
Yeah. Laughing at the centers.
yeah, look at all them people like doing. Wouldn't mind, but they ain't had a drink we have, and we're not doing that. You know, it's just that type of thing. But we did also get in touch with a woman called Beatrix, who was murdered. And the person that was getting in touch with her was someone who just on their first investigation. And it was the table with glass. And I put 2 coins down. So we had 1 coin for yes and another coin for no. And she had a strong connection with this Beatrix. So, turns out she was murdered. The murderer was still with her. I think it was her husband. Excuse me. So he was still connected to her. And apparently, the poor woman who was communicating with her got touched in an inappropriate place.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, ghosts taking liberties, huh?
Yeah. But we managed to sort of put her mind at rest, Beatrix, by saying we'll look into her murder and she's free to go whenever she wants now. He's got no power over her anymore. So hopefully we've resolved that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, all in all, it was an absolutely amazing night.
Sounds like it. And when was this? When did you do this?
This was, what we now, October. I believe this one was in September.
So just like...
Yeah, it was. Yeah, September.
Oh. Wow. Have you got anything planned, like for this month, next month?
I'm going to RAF Manston next month with the same group. So I've got that. Obviously, I've got the documentary planned.
Yeah.
That'll probably be sometime next year. Hopefully, we can start filming it by then.
Yeah.
Still trying to raise funds.
Yeah. Like, let me know if I can put anything up anywhere, you know, when you're ready.
As soon as we get it all sorted, I'll let you know.
Yeah. We have a break. I have it in a half an hour, So we'll be right back. Thank you, David. And thank you, listeners. We will be back in about 3 minutes. Welcome back to Navigating the Truth, and you're listening to Revolution Radio, and it is Studio A. And I've got a couple of little announcements that I want to make, because the show just flies by, and then I lose my place and I forget. So there is the UFOminicon.com is going on this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, and Solaris Blue Raven is going to be on Sunday, October 13th, and she is going to be doing a remote presentation. I think the time is 4:45 to 5:45. So there's lots of speakers on the Saturday and the Sunday if you want to go to UFOminicon.com and take a look at the schedule and the tickets. And the other thing is, after Navigating the Truth at 10 o'clock Eastern, there is the Granada Forum. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And I have the awesome David Cook with me, and we are just catching up on what David has been up to. And one of the things that David has been up to, his voice, I have the radio station here every Monday in Scotland, 3TFM, and it is it's a local station. And I have had Solaris Blue Raven's children's book, Mr. Sun and the Halloween Ball, which David had did a reading of, and he did a really good job of it. It's such a cute story. Kids and adults seem to love it. So I played that this past Monday right after 1. I played the recording, and I'm going to do it again on the 21st of October and on the 28th of October. But this Monday, this show that I'm recording with David, I'm going to put in a little sound bites and play that on 3TFM on Monday. So, and I think it's the 14th Monday, and the show is between 11 and 2 p.m. and that's UK time. So I think that's like the middle of the night over there. But yeah, and I'll probably do that around 1 o'clock, but I'll let David know when that's going to be it. And also, I'll get on the recording. So welcome back, David. And I played that on Monday. It was so nice, like just to hear you read that story. It's a great wee book.
It's a fantastic book, especially for kids, because I know kids are getting more and more interested in the paranormal. Mm-hmm. And I think this book really is a great way, because it just eases the kids into it. It's a fun thing. Mm-hmm. And the paranormal is fun. It can be fun in a respectful way. Mm-hmm. And when Solaris asked me to do the narration for it, I'm like, I would be honoured. I've never done one before, so I thought I will be honoured. So I sent Solaris a couple of samples of the type of voice to read it in, and the type of voice we sort of ended up doing. More of a sort of bedtime story type of voice. So I think that's the kind of book it is. It's more like a bedtime story.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing I was going for. And I just loved reading it. And thankfully, I've done only one take, sent it to Solaris. She loved it. And then that's what's out there.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It is. It's really great. And you did such a wonderful job. Your voice is really, really good. I loved it. And the listeners over here loved it. And hopefully Solaris is going to sell thousands of copies, and you're going to be getting calls for voiceovers. Right? That's the world I live in.
Where the paranormal exists. One man on a mission to prove the truth. David Cook is the paranormal investigator.
Yeah, right? That's the world we live in. Yeah.
As it goes, I may have to do a couple of voiceovers for the documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, you will, right? 'Cause you'll have a
Well,
lot
no
of.
doubt I'll have to do the intro
Mhm.
and possibly the outro as well. But I'm really looking forward because I'm possibly going to be setting up a sponsored walk.
That sounds good. Yeah.
I love doing walks anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, last Saturday I walked, 6 miles?
Yeah, I love to walk too. I like walking.
Yeah. So I
Mhm.
thought, well, why don't I do my walks, but try and raise money for this documentary at the same time?
Now, there's a great idea.
So I'm going to
I
be
would
setting
sponsor
that
it.
up soon.
Yep. Mhm. I would sponsor you. Yep, definitely.
I appreciate that.
Yep. Yep. You just let me know.
Yeah, and sort of get the ball rolling on that. But also,
Mhm.
you know me, I love an experiment. I love trying different things. Don't
Mhm.
just keep to the same mundane thing over and over again. So I'm actually looking into a piece of equipment that people may not even think of to use in investigations. And majority of households have got one if you've got young children or babies.
Hmm. Oh.
So I'm thinking a baby monitor.
Yeah.
It's got great night vision.
Mhm.
If you can get it so that it's motorized, you can turn it any way you want it. You can leave it in the room, and you can actually leave the room yourself and watch what's going on. Because, as we know, things very rarely happen when we're in the room. They always happen when we're out the room.
Yeah. Toys come alive.
Yeah, they wait
Yeah.
for us to leave, then they're like, right, they're gone, come on, everyone, party.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm thinking, well, if we have a baby monitor set up in there, and we've left the room, it's a great alternative for these big CCTV items that
Right.
cost like thousands of pounds.
Mhm. It's actually
So I
very
thought
smart. Mhm.
this is a great alternative,
Mhm.
and you can watch it live as it's happening. So you ain't even got to wait to review it. You can actually watch it live.
Right. Have you
So
ever
I'm looking.
seen? Yeah, some of the TikTok. I've seen some of the TikTok videos with a baby monitor with a kid, and they're like, "What is that in the room with the kid?"
Yeah, and with the microphone as
Mhm.
well, that's quite sensitive.
Mhm.
So you may pick up voices from the room as well that you may not have got if
Right.
you just leave a camera rolling.
Mhm.
So I'm going to start looking. Well, I've seen one. It does all the motorised bits, so you can move it like remotely.
Mhm.
It only costs about £50, £60.
Oh, you can't beat that compared to
Ah,
what you could spend on the much bigger equipment.
yeah,
And
and
is
it
it
does
even
the
going
same
to?
job.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a great idea. That is a really great idea. And as you say, you can sit and watch it live. That's
Yeah,
really cool. That is cool.
but I do need some new night vision cameras because the ones I've got at the moment, even though they're 4K, the trouble is they've got lights on the front of them,
Hmm.
so it does tend to blind people.
Yeah.
But
Especially when you want it as dark as possible as well.
yeah, but
Mhm.
in Slough Fault, one of the cameras did actually pay off.
Did it?
I was in the officer's office. He was the prison office,
Mhm.
and I bought these keys from Hampton Court Palace when I went there. And those like replica old iron keys. So I set it up on the table. I drew around the individual key. So I thought that way, if it moves, then I can see if it's moved
Yeah.
because it'll be out of the drawing.
Mhm.
So there was this lady. Well, there was about 3 ladies in the room. They was doing site an investigation. I explained to him I had the camera set up. So I did say to him, the camera's on the corner there. It's focused on that key on the table. So they said they'd be careful of it, which I was grateful for. But the footage I've got is only about 30 seconds long. There's a lady in like a yellow jacket who walks in front of the camera. Then she walks back. Not long after that, I see this black circle, which can only be described as like an orb or an energy ball.
Mm-hmm.
Just literally fly up the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a shadow. I don't know of any bugs that can move that fast. So I am stuck. I will post it so that if anyone wants to look at it, they can go on any of sort of like the pages I've got. And if anyone can offer an explanation, I would be grateful, because I cannot work out for the life of me what would cause a black orb to fly up a screen so fast that if you blinked, you missed it.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it'd be interesting to see what other people make of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm expecting the ones who say, oh, it's just dust, and I'm expecting all that.
Right.
So I'm going to sort of disclaim that, because I know for a fact it's not dust, because dust appears more white than black.
Right. It's reflected.
But this was black. So I'm looking forward to getting some feedback. And it's just amazing to think that things like this can show up so clearly. Yet with our naked eye, sometimes we're not able to see it.
We miss it, right? We just blank it. Unless you're really paying attention. And it's, like, for me anyway, it's always out of the corner of my eye. You know, that's where I'll see something, is at the corner of my eye.
Yeah, because was it someone told me once that they saw a figure at the bottom of their bed, but as soon as they saw it, it darted off to the right and through the wall.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, that's because you wasn't supposed to see it.
Right. The gig is up if you see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she described it as a black shadow. And for some reason, shadow figures have got this bad reputation. For some reason, they're always bad. But for me, they're not bad. They're just watchers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're just making sure of everything's okay. I've never heard anyone actually being attacked by a shadow figure.
No. But that's all the fear that gets generated, isn't it? Like, all the, and that's why it's really good that there are people like you in the world, you know, who want to show it's not a scary thing. It's a thing that we need to understand more. And also the kids, you know, like, they're very open, you know, but they get indoctrinated, you know, or conditioned to blank it out. You know, they're so sensitive, and you don't want them being afraid.
Well, that was one of the inspirations behind, because I'm still planning the school.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it online.
Yeah.
Because I can set up a Zoom, I can send them the code, and it'll be a lot quicker that way. Basically, through the school, I just want to teach them that it's not scary. It's the TV shows, it's the films. They're the ones that make it scary. They've got to. It's entertainment. They've got to make it scary.
It's ratings, right? It's all about the ratings. Yeah.
Yeah, ratings generate revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Revenue pleases the company. If the company is pleased, they'll keep you on.
Right.
So they've got to do it. And I want to try and teach the kids as well that most spirits are just after help.
Yeah.
They're not there to try and scare you. They're not there to try and hurt you. They just want help.
Mm-hmm.
And they think that you can help. So I'm trying to teach them sort of respect, try and teach them to understand that not everything is paranormal.
Right.
Majority of it can be explained in a natural way.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do have something like that going on, try not to be scared. Just try and sort of say to the spirit, I don't know what to do. You know, I cannot help you. So just help them cope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can you please go away because I cannot help you. So I'm trying to get them to understand things as well.
Right. Yeah, I love that when you, like, I think it was one of the shows, I was either on yours or you were on mine, and you talked about the school. And I loved it. I loved your vision for it, you know. I really would love to see that.
Yeah, I think I might get it set up online. I'll get a website set up so that people can actually look at it, because that was one of the reasons why I got my parapsychology diploma.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know when it comes to this, obviously you've got so many scammers, you've got so many fraudsters. I can understand the reservation of parents thinking, well, is he just going to scam us? Is he just someone who's just doing this just to make some money out of us?
Mm.
So I'm thinking, well, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this 40 plus years now.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can get something like a diploma, then hopefully that will reassure the parents that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you're serious about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm not going to try and scare the kids. I'm trying to help them to cope and understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that helped the parents as well. Because parents are lost when they tell these kids, when the kid goes up to them and says, Mummy, Daddy, I've just seen, they don't know what to do because they've not experienced it.
Right.
So I'm hoping it'll help the parents as well to cope when their kid goes up to them and says, I've seen this, I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an all-round family thing to help them cope with anything that they don't know how to handle when it comes to things like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing that I really admire about you is that you really look for all the reasons for the anomaly, you know? Like, I remember there was one story you told me, I don't know, it had something to do with the speakers, it was picking up something. Was that you?
Oh, my voice recorder.
Yeah.
When I took it around my friend's house, set it up in her daughter's room where everything was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Daughter ended up staying in her mum's room. And when me and her mum listened back, we heard her daughter talking in the sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Or as it goes, before that, we heard her kids downstairs because they was playing a game on the PlayStation. Other games consoles are also available. And it was called Naughty Bear.
Naughty Bear.
Oh, funny game. Obviously, that's for another show. So, yeah, so we heard her, like, my friend and her kids talking.
Mm-hmm.
Then we heard our friend and the kids go up the stairs. So she was taking them to bed. Then we heard her daughter talking in her sleep. But then by the time I got from her house to my house, which is like 20 minutes away, I listened to it again so I could make a note of the times when we heard things. And everything apart from the Naughty Bear music had gone.
Wow.
So there was nothing about her saying, like my friend saying to her kids, they've got to go to bed soon. There was no noise of them walking upstairs. There was no noise of her daughter talking in her sleep.
Wow.
All that had gone. The only bit that was left was the Naughty Bear music playing downstairs in the background.
Wow, that's wild.
I still to this day cannot explain that.
I might do the music now for the Twilight Zone.
Well, I listened to it through my speakers. I listened to it through headphones. I even turned it up as loud as possible, to the point where I could have made myself deaf.
Wow.
Just in case I missed it. And throughout the whole 3 hours that we had recorded, it is not there.
It's not there, it's gone.
But the Naughty Bear music from the game, you can still hear.
Wow. That's wild.
It still blows my mind today how that can happen.
Yeah, how can that happen? I know, I'm trying to think about it too, because if it was all erased, then the Naughty Bear music wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yep, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Now, this was just on a voice recorder, by the way, folks. I didn't even transfer it onto my computer. This is just on the voice recorder.
Wow. Wow, David, can you believe it? We've almost went through the hour. That was really fast. David, let everybody know how they can get in touch with you.
Best way is Facebook. So either David Cook. My page is public, by the way, folks. So you ain't got to worry about searching too much. I've got glasses. I've got a black cap with a skull on the front of it. And a shirt with a collar on it. That's black as well. So that's my profile picture. So you know it's me. Essex Ghost Investigations, which I shall be changing soon anyway, to Ghostly Hour Investigations. And also the Ghostly Hour Facebook page. They are the 3 best ways to get in touch. And if you get in touch, can you please say it's about the paranormal, or you've heard me on any other shows, and not just a simple hi or hello, because I will not reply to that, because I might think you're a scammer.
Right. Yeah, the scammers like to do the hi.
Yeah. Hi, handsome.
Day, hi.
Yeah, you're a scammer.
Yeah. Yeah. The new one is to actually post on your Facebook page. If you reply to something, they'll say, "Oh, I've been looking at the content on your Facebook page. Could you friend me, please?"
Yeah. I had one ask me if I can get in touch on the status. I sent them a message saying, "Why do you want me to get in touch with you?" Didn't get a reply.
Didn't get a play. No, because you weren't playing. Oh, yep. This has been really good. Thank you for joining me, David, and staying up at this late hour.
No, this is still early for me.
Not really for you. But I think the music is, there's the music kicking in. Thank you, David. This was great. This was fantastic. It felt like 5 minutes. You got to come back again. And also, I'm going to play on Monday, so tune in to ptfm.org between 11 and 2, and you will hear David. So have a good night, everybody. Night, David. Night, listeners.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Revolution Radio.
Join me on the Brian Rouge Show on Revolution Radio, Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday night from 6 to 8. We talk about the four most vital things, in my view, affecting all of humanity. Number one is UFOs and aliens and their agenda for the advancement of humanity. Number two is the Jewish establishment's control over all aspects of human civilization. Number three, the truth about Adolf Hitler, how he was the opposite of what we've been told. Number four is advanced ancient global civilizations. Join me on the Brian Rouge Show, Tuesday nights from 6 to 8 on Studio B on Revolution Radio.
Transcending time and space, let us take you to the place inside your mind where thoughts divide and mysteries unwind. Join us every Monday evening right here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And you will catch the Fenton Perspective with our great host, Lorian Fenton. Come listen in as she shares her amazing stories from the past to present, along with all of her guest secrets to the future. That's the Fenton Perspective every Monday evening right here from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Revolution Radio. Oh, and you don't need to expect us. We're already here.
Find some comfort at Willow's World. A variety of news, commentary and poetry